morning bonus for you all, yeah? I don't always do the lives on Saturday, but here's one for you. I feel like I've got something to share with you. Quite a big thing. So press the red button 150 times and let me know you're here live or replay, or just say hello. Participate, remember, give me some vibe, give me some energy, give me some love, and I can give you more, even more love back to you. All right? Yeah. So it's been a tough week for a few clients, not all of them, but some of them, you know, and there was a few back-to-back one-to-one calls that I had whereby, let's be honest, clients had fucked up. You know, we all do. We're all human, and this is part of the game. This is part of the that game of life. Yeah, we're not perfect. We're human beings. We make mistakes. We don't do what we said we were going to do. We don't show up sometimes. Yeah, so quite big things have gone on, you know, this week. I'm going to share all the details because there is a level of confidentiality, but there's a certain level of details that I can share. So one client has relapsed. He's had a relapse. I'm not going to give any more information about that because it's confidential. Another guy, his job is on the line because he's made some mistakes, got a bit complacent. So there's another guy, the VIP one-to-one. And another guy has made a huge trading mistake, which he really shouldn't have done, which has wiped out his whole trading profit for the whole month. So literally zero in a deficit. He's actually going to have to, due to one mistake, he took his after ball. Again, a level of complacency there, or just not attention to detail. So how do I react? Yeah, this is the interesting thing about coaching. Yeah, so more than one of these clients are quite concerned, or not fearful, but concerned of getting on the call with Fitzy. You know, getting on the one-to-one call. You know, what's he going to say? He's going to tell me off. He's going to shout. He's going to scream. You know, and our mind makes these things far worse than they actually are as well, don't they? Remember, you know, and I get it myself. You know, there's been times in the past where I've definitely wanted to duck my coaching call with my coach. You know, and it's not about him; it's about me. And it's not with my clients. It's not about me; it's about them. Yeah. So how do we deal with this situation when somebody makes a big fuck up, man? And I'm going to swear, I'm afraid. You know, when a client or a friend or a colleague makes a big fuck up, how do we deal with it? How do we support them? How do we facilitate them? How do we make sure it never happens again? So the first thing I do from my end is remove my emotion from the situation. Okay. The last thing I'm going to do on a client call when somebody comes and they've made a cock up, mess up, I switch off my emotion. There's zero judgment from my end. Zero judgment. Because who am I? Who am I to judge my clients? Yeah. And the other thing, I've been on my arse. I've been on my arse more than once. I've made fuck ups where I can't look in the mirror afterwards. Yeah. So that's the first thing. Remove emotion. Yeah. I remove emotion. It's not that I don't care, but my emotion on the call, me ranting and shouting, or, you know, making a client feel uncomfortable, that's not going to help the situation, is it? Yeah. And then the second thing is remove judgment, zero judgment at all times from me with my clients. Who am I? Who am I to judge? How dare I? You know what I mean? I'm there to facilitate, to support, to bring them to the level, to make them the best version of themselves. Yeah. So what else do we do when they make a fuck up? Yeah. We do what's called an AAR. It's a kind of a military term, an after action report. Yeah. Not in, you know, specific detail, but it's all about questioning, powerful questioning, right? The whys and wheres. We definitely have a conversation of how did this happen? You know, how did this mess up happen? How did you nearly lose your job? How did you relapse? How did you make a trading mistake that's blown out your whole profit for the month? All those powerful questions. How did that happen? Why did you do what you do? Why didn't you put that safeguard in place? Why didn't you take that precaution? Yeah. And the biggest thing here, this is the big thing, and this is where it gets serious, but this is the big thing. the person has to take responsibility for that error or mistake. Because I tell you one thing, in all three of these situations that I'm talking about, the guy that made the trading mistake, the guy that relapsed, the guy that made mistakes at works and got his ass kicked, all three of them situations was the client's fault, 100%. Yeah, they made the mistake. So that's the biggest thing on the client call, is that they have to confirm to me in their own words and with my powerful questioning that it's their responsibility. It's not really about fault. It's not about, it's my fault, I'm going to blame. It's about looking yourself in the eye and saying, do you know what? I fucked up, right? Looking yourself in the eye and taking full 100% responsibility and not blaming other people. That's a big step, right? What are the other elements? Fitzy's secret weapons when a client messes up. I call it the licks and learnings. Yeah. In English, I don't know in America and abroad, but in English, licks is about, take the licks, take the slaps, take the licks and the learnings. Yeah. So when you make a mistake, when my clients make a mistake, definitely they need to, take on the bruising, take on the uncomfortableness, the difficulties arising from making those mistakes. First and foremost, take on them licks, right? But then brush yourselves off, right? And this is the big piece on my client calls. What's most important for me is what does the client then do next? What's the next step after this cock up that they've made? Yeah, that's the biggest thing in our calls is, okay, what's the future look like? What are we going to do about that? Taking the licks and learnings. Yeah, we've made the mistake. How do we make sure that we don't make that mistake again? How do we make sure our future is even more rosy than it has been? And how do we make sure we don't make that huge error again? What safeguards can we put in place? How can we change our mindset with these mistakes? Yeah. What happens when we're in a similar position in the future? What do we do about that? Can we ask for help from outside to make sure these things don't happen? There's certainly, the guy with the job issue, he can certainly ask colleagues for support. The how to do, the strategies. The trading guy can ask for support. He can put software in place to make sure that, these minor human errors don't happen. And the guy with the relapse, he could have picked up the phone. He could have picked up the phone and had the conversation with me before he relapsed, but he didn't want to. He was driven to do that relapse, right? But that's okay. It's in the early days. Yeah, it's in the very early days of our coaching together. A part of a healing and learning process, we need to make cock-ups as well. We need to make mistakes. Don't keep making it. Don't make the same one twice, if possible. But we need to make mistakes to see how that feels like, how uncomfortable that feels like. What's the impact of that mistake? How will it change my world if I make a big cock up, or I don't show up, or I don't do what I said I was going to do? Yeah. And then the big piece, as I say, most important piece is of the future. What do we do about the future? How do we do things differently? How do we take learnings from what's happened? Yeah. And I'm going to round it off with one little thing here as well, is that I'm a firm believer that the universe sends us tests and challenge to help us grow, right? And it depends how you perceive that, how you receive that test, right? Some people lose their shit. Some people collapse. Some people crumble under life's challenges, curveballs. Other people, like the people in my world, sometimes it takes some time to grow that muscle. We have got to keep repping it. But the people in my world embrace challenges and embrace life's curveballs. Bring it on, bring it on. And how can we help that curveball bring us to the next level? How can we develop that muscle? How can we learn those tools, tips and skills to use for next time that we have that curveball? I can guarantee in those three situations, that guy who made the trading mistake, he won't make that mistake again. I can guarantee it, because of the powerful questions that I've asked him and showing him the mirror. You know, I'm just the mirror. I'm the mirror for the clients. I'm not there to tell them off or give them a kick in or get emotionally involved in their world, but I will hold up the mirror and make them personally accountable with themselves, you know. So the trading guy won't make the same mistakes again. The guy whose job was on the rocks because of his mistakes, he won't make those mistakes again. Yeah, partly to do with how he feels about it, but also the powerful questions and the review that we've done, and we've taken the licks and learnings. Yeah. Gonna leave it there, guys. But if you've got challenges and you're struggling, you know, and you want a coach to ask you powerful questions to support you, facilitate you, take you on that journey of betterment, help you to be above average, not mediocre, click the link. There's a link here for my 28-day program, for my brotherhood. Yeah, we have a conversation. Not everybody gets in. There is a conversation at the door, you know, but providing you're the right mix, like-minded people, you're in, you know, and we kick off straight away and I facilitate you straight away. Anyway, guys, have an awesome weekend. The weather's quite nice. It's not too hot. It's kind of medium heat. And I'm enjoying slightly different training at the moment for the next 4 weeks. I'm cutting at the moment. Decided I'm a fat bastard right now. And I'm going to do a bit of cutting for the next 4 weeks. Got a holiday in a month. And it's that thing, isn't it? Just want to tighten up a little bit, especially around the midsection. And just go on that holiday feeling comfortable, feeling less bloated. Still feeling strong and powerful, still feeling ready for these events coming up. I've got an event in a month, which is a kind of a sprint, call it a sprint high rocks in about a month. We've got it within our own community. And then high rocks, this high rocks thing is in November. So that's the biggie. That's like an endurance event, up to 2 hours of hard work. Have a look, check out high rocks, different type of training, slightly different variety, if you want to mix things up. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there. Say hello, live replay, press the red button, and I'll catch you soon.